Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb and welcome to some incredible, ridiculous, insane patch 10.1 changes that have just about dropped on the PTR, I think, at around this time. We're just going to scan through these because we got some big ass new PvP talent changes. A lot of PvP talents are kind of due to be removed and are being replaced with fresh, new, interesting stuff. Some more powerful than others. Let me tell you, first off man, the Warlock PvP talents, right? This is for all Warlock specs. This is Impish Instincts. Taking direct physical damage reduces the cooldown of our demonic circle by 2 seconds. Cannot occur more than once every 5 seconds. So, the cooldown of demonic circle currently is 30 seconds. If you're being trained by a couple of melees during an arena lobby, taking into account that it can only occur once every 5 seconds, and every time it does occur, the cooldown immediately gets dialed down a little bit. You're probably looking at like this proccing maybe 4 times at best before demonic circles just becomes ready again, So I guess in like double melee lobbies where you know you're going to be getting trained, and bear in mind things like cremation and precognition aren't going to be PvP talents anymore going into this future patch. So that's for destro at least. We're going to have like 2 free slots. This is going to be a really, really good pickup, man. We're looking at like a 22-second cooldown demonic circle in these double melee lobbies if they are targeting us, But even if you don't get full value out of it and only procs like 3 times before demonic circle's ready again, that's still pretty damn good, man. A 24-second cooldown demonic circle teleport is grand. Now, melees will still have insane uptime on us. It's not going to make it so that we become like, we're not just like frost mage kite gods or anything like that, They're still going to have crazy uptime, but against some specs, every now and then, God forbid, we might actually get a few seconds to actually get a cast off. With the help of this PvP talent, man. So I think this is a cushy one, man. I like it quite a bit. Next up, we have a bunch of demo changes that I will touch on, just because I know that a lot of people like to dabble in demo, even if I know nothing about it. But a couple of these have caught my eye. First of all, man, Cold Fellord has a bunch of like modifier changes going down that I ain't really going to read through. You can scan through it yourself, pause the video and all that. What I am paying attention to is that it is no longer going to cost any soul shards. Seems like that might be important. Not that I know, because I don't play fucking demo, but this is one that I'm really curious about. Master Summoner, man. It used to make your Cold Dreadstalkers instant cast. I do remember this one from Shadowlands as well, where I did try demo for like, I don't know, an hour and a half. Well, it is now, in patch 10.1, going to reduce the cast time of your Cold Dreadstalkers, Summon Vilefiend, and Summon Demonic Tyrant by 20%, as well as reducing the cooldown of Dreadstalkers by 5 seconds. Is this a buff? Is this a nerf? How possible is this going to be to be getting these casts off if you're being trained? Is it worth the trade-off? This feels like it's probably a buff to me, buffing 3 abilities, especially one of them being Demonic Tyrant, by, reducing cast time by 20%. Feels like a buff to me. I don't know what you demo locks think. Do let me know down below, man. Demo's one of those specs where it's just so fucking alien to me. It doesn't even feel like I'm playing Warlock when I play demo. Afi or Destro are nothing for me, you know what I'm saying? But you demo locks let me know what's going down. Now, that's a couple of crazy ass changes, right? That's a couple of crazy ass changes. Coming for Warlocks, well, this is nothing. This isn't shit compared to what is coming for Shamans. This is a new PvP talent called Burrow. And yes, it is available to Enhancement, Resto, and Ellie. All Shaman specs, as it stands right now, get access to Burrow. What does Burrow do? I hear you squeal. Burrow beneath the ground, becoming unattackable, removing movement impairing effects, and increasing your movement speed by 50%, all for 5 seconds. It's a 5-second vanish. A 5-second unbreakable vanish sprint, and when the effect ends, enemies within 6 yards are knocked in the air and take a little bit of damage. So, like, ends with the fucking Chaos Nova. Like, not really. Chaos Nova's a stun, obviously. So it's not quite as powerful as all that. But this is crazy. This is insane. And you know what? I don't have too much of a problem with Resto Shamans having this. I feel like, okay, fair enough, man. Resto Shamans, if they got like a couple of melees sitting on their face, it's like a nightmare scenario, they can get trained into the ground without like crazy peels. Resto Shamans and Burrow just makes sense to me, man. Even Enhanced Shaman, I sort of feel like, okay, fair enough, like I can see it, Ellie Shamans, Fuck that, dude. I tell you what, man, this is just me being totally biased, by the way. So, I'm gonna take this personally, Cobb. You're such a... Yeah. Okay, this is just me being biased as fuck. As a Warlock player, Ellie Shamans, man, fuck. I hate facing Ellie Shamans so much, dude. I feel like everything I can do as destro, they can do either instant cast or like with a quicker cast time, you know? And like the one thing I had on Ellie Shamans is that I feel a bit tankier than them. And now they've got Burrow, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, this is such a powerful ability. Such a powerful ability, man. I'm just jealous, really. That's all it is. Why couldn't we get, like, I don't know, Shadow Sneak or something? I don't know, okay, where we, like, pop into one of our rifts and then pop out somewhere else after, like, 4 or 5 seconds or something. As a, like, I would love an ability like this, man, is what I'm saying, you know? So, this is crazy. You're going to be seeing, honestly, I feel like you're going to be seeing everybody spec into Burrow, unless they have other mandatory PvP talents that they really can't give up. This just feels like a luxury pick for pretty much every Shaman spec, and I'm really, really not looking forward to playing against this, man. But there you go, man. Next up, we have a reworked PvP talent for Fire Mages. So Flame Cannon was already a thing. However, Flame Cannon used to activate after standing still in combat for 2 seconds. Which just doesn't seem very good in PvP. I guess no one was picking this, which is so why it's kind of getting a big ass rework. But now, every 2 seconds in combat with no enemies closer than 20 yards, your max health is increased, your damage done is increased by 3%, and the range of your fire spells increases by 3 yards, stacking up to 5 times. So, is this good? Like, I don't fucking know if this is even good, man. Like, what does it mean by enemies, you know? No enemies closer than 20 yards? What about totems? Do they affect this? Like, do hunter pets count as enemies? Or is it just enemy players, or is it like enemy entities overall, you know? I don't know how this actually works, man. If there's any mages out there who knows how this works and can kind of chime in, let us know if this is going to become a thing. We're going to have actual flame cannon fire mages standing fucking 50 yards away spamming fireballs and shit. Is that going to be a thing that we've got to worry about? I don't know, man. I can't see this being a thing, personally. Just knowing how I know mages tend to like to play, but still, it's an interesting enough change that I think that it warrants a mention. Next up, we have a very interesting Resto Druid talent, man. Reactive Resin. Okay, this is like the balance edition, but fuck that shit, man. Where is it? There it is, the Resto edition, man. This is one that you got to know if your class or your spec relies on purging or dispelling enemy debuffs. Dispelling enemy buffs, dispelling enemy hots, things like that. If you're a priest player, if you're a shaman player, you're going to want to know about Reactive Resin, particularly against Resto Druids. Enemies have their movement speed reduced by 30% for 3 seconds when removing your Resto Heal Over Time effects, stacking. So you can 90% slow yourself in this shit. Enemies are silenced and rooted for 3 seconds at 3 stacks. Okay, so you can't actually be slowed 90%. You just get rooted and silenced. So if you dispel 3 things, 3 hots from a Resto Druid, you're just like fucking yourself up the butthole, you know? Pingu's gonna be happy about this. Resto Druids in general are going to be pretty happy about this. I don't know if this is even pickable. I don't know like what Reactive Resin is going to be up against for Resto Druids in terms of PvP talents. All I know is, man, as a Warlock player who oftentimes plays with a Resto Druid healer called Pingu, I can tell you for free that it pisses me off, dude, when all I can hear are all of the hots that I've had applied to me getting spam dispelled and getting spam paged, and it's like all the Disc Priest is doing. He's just fucking spamming his dispel button. That's like it. Like no brain power, nothing. I'm fucking pissed, man. Like it infuriates the hell out of me, man. So I can only imagine how much it aggravates all of you Resto Druids out there. But at least you have a way to actually counter that shit, I guess. Maybe, if it's a pickable PvP talent in patch 10.1. And that is all I'm gonna actually cover in this video in terms of exact stuff. If you want to read more of these patch notes, by the way, there will be a link down below in the video description. The reason I'm not going to cover all of them is because, well, yeah, there's like a fucking trillion changes, particularly for Red Paladins. Look at this. Oh, there's the Red Paladin changes. They're still going. They're still going, dude. What the fuck? Okay, they just passed. No, they haven't. These are the PvP talents. And now we find out the priest. There's a lot of changes here, man. So link down below in the description if you want to check out your class and your spec and kind of decipher your way through these and call me out on my bullshit for missing some stuff that I really should have spotted. So, that'll be all for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned later on tonight, by the way, for my first impressions video for patch 10.0.7, where we are going to be hitting some solo shuffles at about 2600 on my alt Warlock, facing up against some red paladins, playing with some red paladins who right now are one-shotting everything they look at. So, fun times, man. Interesting games. Yeah, and I'll see all of you guys there. For now, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall catch all of you guys just a tad bit later. Yeah.